Welcome to the Talk Like a Leader podcast, where we explore the mindset, skill set, and habit set of leadership communication. Using these tips, techniques, and tactics, you'll be able to talk like a leader to build better relationships and get more done. Your host is Guy Harris, who has more than 20 years of combined professional and military experience in consulting, coaching, and training in areas like team and interaction dynamics, communication strategies and tactics, as well as emotional intelligence. Take it away, Guy.
Hi, this is Guy Harris. Welcome to the Talk Like a Leader podcast. I have with me again my friend and colleague, Carl Smith. So say hello, Carl.
Hi, everyone.
It's good to have you with us today, man. Today, Carl and I are going to continue our conversation that actually we were just having before we started this episode. We were kind of brainstorming what would be some meaningful information for people that would really help people grow in their ability to talk like a leader. And one of the things that we hit on was the idea of mindset versus skill set and the importance of appropriate mindset in talking like a leader. So I'm just going to ask the question, ask you to kind of get us started here, Carl. What is some of your perspective or part of your perspective in terms of the importance of mindset compared to skill set and the ability to talk like a leader? Why does mindset matter so much?
Well, and a great question, Guy. I think that having the right mindset leads to the willingness or the desire to have the right skills to help lead people, manage things. And so I really do believe the beginning stages or the first stages of being effective is having the right mindset.
When we say right mindset, what does that mean in the context of talking like a leader? What is or at least what are some of the components, maybe not the whole picture, but at least some of the components of the right mindset or the mindset that at least we would advocate?
So I believe that it's this mindset of focusing on others, doing what I can for them to be successful. Mm-hmm. It's having this approach of, okay, what's going to help them propel? What's going to help them achieve? What's going to help them to reach their goals? Be a high performer, and doing everything I can to support that effort. And at the same time, it's me having the mindset of, okay, if I'm doing this with them, I also have to do this in my own world, in my own leadership role.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here for a minute, just because, we've both done a lot of workshops and private coaching, and I'm going to throw out a pushback that I hear a lot. So let's talk about this. Okay. Oh, so Carl, this mindset thing is, it's all kumbaya and give them a hug, right?
No.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of the things we were talking about before we got on this actual recorded session. Yes. Is the idea that, I think the phrase we talked about was content versus intent.
Yes.
And when we start about mindset, we're talking about the intent of the communication, not the content of the communication.
Yes.
I think that's the idea that we're trying to get across here. So if you and I are having a conversation and you're on my team and I'm the leader of the team, you're on the team, and I'm all kumbaya and give you a hug and pat you on the back, and the only purpose I do that is to bend you to my will, even though it looked kind and supportive on the outside, it was really manipulative. I was doing it just to get my way or to get you to do what I wanted you to do.
Yes.
And likewise, if I was really direct and there was something that I saw in your performance or your approach to work or the results you were getting that I directly confronted and maybe did it in a pretty strong way, a really assertive way. If my intent in doing that is to help you so that you can get better, probably that's okay because the intent is right, even though the content might have been a little tough or harsh. Is that a fair way to say things, Carl?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you think about people that have been influential in your life. I mean, for the folks that are listening, whether it's a coach, whether it's a teacher, whether it's a pastor, whether it's a spiritual mentor, whether it's a mentor.
It could be athletics or business or anywhere.
Anywhere. Yeah. Here's what makes a person stand out as a person that talks like a leader. It's their intention. And their intention is to make things better, to give honest feedback, to see the best in people, to see the best in you. And those are the people that we remember them having an impact in our lives. And really, so a lot of what I when I do workshops and sessions, especially regarding leadership, Yes, it's understanding personalities, which is, I believe, very important to understand people.
Which that kind of gets to the content idea, right? It's like, what body language do I use? What tone do I use? What words do I use? And I think we both agree that the content is important in terms of creating a safe environment for people and connecting with people.
Yes.
I think we're saying, and there's more to it than just that.
Absolutely. And that's where this mindset or intentionality comes into play. So
if I get the skill set right, let's say I'm really good at connecting with people and I know the skills and I can put on the act, I can play the part.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really have my intention in the right place, that really what I'm doing is trying to get my way with the person, get them to do what I want them to do, as opposed to grow the team, motivate, inspire, release their internal drives, release their energy to pursue their dreams and goals, that kind of stuff. I've got my intention on getting what I want out of this rather than what's best for us together.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with that?
It's not effective. Long term, it's not.
Well, why would you say it's not effective? What do you think happens?
So people see that. People say in their mind, they are like, okay, this person's about them. They don't care. And the goal for peak performance is for people to give discretionary effort.
Right. Okay. Good word. Yeah.
Want to do versus have to do. And so if a leader has this mindset of how can I help? How can I serve? How can I make an impact? Their performance and productivity goes straight out the roof. I have 2 clients, one that you know about that we did the DISC assessment profile with recently. I literally just got back from seeing them. The CEO, his whole focus and intention is, one, for him to be better, to be a better leader, to help his team be that much more successful. But it's this culture that he's cultivated. What are ways I can support you? How can I help? What are ways? And you can hear his intentions, but you also can recognize his mindset. His mindset is to help his people be successful, and they're tearing it up.
So what you've seen in working with teams and leaders and for many years, I mean, we've known each other we've just in a little over 20 years. We've actually known and worked together. So you have seen and noticed, observed that in places where the intention is right, it tends to release energy in the team. And when the intention's wrong, no matter how smooth the skills are on the outside, people eventually figure it out and it has a negative effect. That's what I'm hearing you say. Is that accurate?
Totally. Completely.
So people basically aren't stupid. They eventually figure out your intentions.
Right. Right. And what's interesting, Guy, is when a person has the right mindset, Kevin says this, mindset, skill set, habit set.
Yep.
When they are able to implement all 3 of those areas, they're able to have higher levels of trust, open lines of communication, accountability. People are much more open for personal ownership. Then they are able to focus on how do I stay engaged? How do I work more collaboratively as a team? And then finally, it leads to performance.
So what I heard in that was, and I think this is something we want to make sure we're not saying that mindset is the only thing you got to worry about.
No, not at all.
You do have to worry about your skill set and your habit set, and you need to be looking for better phraseology, better understanding of reading situations.
Yes.
Building stronger, more effective communication habits.
Yes.
We completely advocate that. We're just saying, I think this is what we're saying, is that if you do all of that stuff and don't also worry about your mindset for why you're doing it, what you're hoping to achieve from it, then you're probably not going to have long-term success. That the intent behind the communication really, really matters to people a lot. And here's what I'm thinking also as you're talking, that this is like a long-term game plan. This isn't this communication game plan. This is how do I engage with people each and every day?
Yes.
Not just this conversation, not how do I win this conversation? How do I think about my people, even when they're not present? How do I frame the way I'm going to engage with people all day, every day, so that I can build a history or a track record of having the right intention? Is that accurate?
Extremely well said. And here's for both of us doing this for 20 some years, I would say every single leader that I have seen them have this mindset, and apply the skills and apply the habits have been extremely successful.
Eventually.
Right.
Maybe not the first day, right? Because if there's a bad history or something that's happened in the past that harms a relationship, I'm not going to magically change one day and everything's hunky-dory.
Yes.
I probably have to build a history of doing this over time.
Yes.
So I'm going to bring us to a close here, Carl. I'm going to make a final comment and we're going to wrap it up for today. First of all, thanks for being with me today. It's awesome. Appreciate this conversation. I think hopefully there's some things we talked about here that are helpful for people. And I'll summarize what we said to say that if you can focus on finding the right mindset, where the mindset of talking like a leader is to build the team, build the players, move forward together more than just get what I want out of this, you're probably going to get what you want out of this because the team is going to move forward. It's going to gel. You're going to get results. And this is a long-term strategy that starts with short-term habits. So you really do have to build the whole mindset, skill set, habit set idea. And over time, there are going to be bits of all three in the Talk Like a Leader podcast. Today, we happen to focus on the mindset issue. I really believe, I think Carl would agree with me here, that if you will focus on getting your mindset right as you communicate with people and focusing on talking like a leader and focus on building the connection with people, move it out of a transactional experience into a relational experience, you're going to find the way to get the right habit set and the right skill set. And then when they all come together, you can talk like a leader. This has been the Talk Like a Leader podcast. You can listen to this show every week wherever you get your podcast. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. I'm Guy Harris, and thanks for listening.